Hello and welcome to No Sevens Dice Club. College football predictions week 12, 2024. Well, guys, we only have 2 more weeks, and that is the end of college football. A lot of you are asking if I would do the playoffs, and that is to be determined. So we're going to leave it like that. Last week we went 3-2. It would have been 2-2 if we didn't take that money line on Oregon. So it's kind of nice that we had the tiebreaker. So that way we are 2 weeks into November, and we already have 2 winning weeks. So if we can win this week, we have another winning month, and that would be another year where we won all 3 months. And October was pretty damn scary, I will have to admit. We won't have the same record like we did for 22 and 23, being in the upper 40s for wins and in about the upper 20s for losses. But 31 and 18, hey, look, that's a great record for everything that we've been through and the horrible October, especially with me dealing with COVID again. So week 11, this broke last Saturday. Billy Napier is still going to be the head coach for Florida next year. A lot of people were grumbling about it. A lot of people were upset, but he is still having that team compete. He's got a lot to deal with. His recruiting is on par. So it's going to be interesting. So he can have a little bit of a sigh of relief that he is coming back for one more year at Florida. So he's got to produce next year, or he would definitely be out of here. Miami goes down at Georgia Tech. This was the game that I was kind of scared of, and I was kind of leaning the other way, but I thought Miami was going to handle business. I thought they were going to handle it big because I know this is a rival game. And we picked Miami, and we couldn't be further away from the truth, and I couldn't be any more wrong. So huge upset. ACC is going into tizzy now. They're talking about Clemson coming back into being the ACC, and just all sorts of stuff with that Miami loss. And man, just so crazy. So I marked it down that next year when Miami plays Georgia Tech, might want to stay away from that one. All right, LSU is out of the playoffs. LSU, they had some really bad calls in that game, and I'm not going to blame the refs for it because LSU didn't show up for that game. It was just flat out embarrassing being an LSU fan. Really was happy to see game day there. Livia Dunn, Paul Skeens looked great on game day, made some great picks, and just things just fell apart. I mean, it just didn't work out for LSU. It was like one team showed up, which was Alabama, and the other team was still stuck in the locker room somewhere trying to find how to get to Mike's bar over at college, the College Station right there. So anyway, Tennessee versus Georgia playoff spot. So this is where game day is going to be. Game day is going to be at Georgia. Looking forward to seeing this game. This is going to be kind of like what LSU and Alabama was. So Tennessee and Georgia, whoever wins this, moves on. The loser, well, they go home and they can sit down next to LSU and enjoy the popcorn and watch everybody else play postseason college football. And it looks like LSU might get like the Tax Slayer Bowl or something like that. It's really pitiful. Hopefully it doesn't hurt the recruiting because they had the number 2 recruiting class coming in, and there's some questions on some of the 5 stars that committed that they might be looking elsewhere. So really interested to see how that's going to play off. But let's go ahead and get down into it. Let's move on and let's get into these picks and get ready for this Mike Tyson fight. So let's go. All right, no pause today. We're just getting right into it. All right, so week 12, 2024. Let's zoom this in a little bit so that way we can go from there. You can see all the games. All right, so Ohio State at Northwestern. All right, so Ohio State minus 28.5 at Northwestern. Ohio State just dominated Purdue last week. That was the game I should have picked. I think they gave Purdue 25, 35 points. I just didn't see it. I Thought Purdue was going to at least do something. But with Ohio State being minus 28.5, they need all the eye candy that they can get. They need to keep winning big. They just need to dominate every opponent from here till playoff time to prove that they are who they are. So we're not going to spend a lot of time today. So let's go ahead and just knock it out. Ohio State minus 28.5. They're going to roll Northwestern. This is not even going to be a game by the end of the first quarter. So I look for Ohio State to cover this with no problems. Easily into the third quarter, they're going to be rolling all over Northwestern. So let's lock it in. Okay, there it is. Ohio State minus 28.5. Next up is Texas. Man, Texas looked great last week. They're playing Arkansas. This goes back to, if you guys remember, this goes back to the old Southwest Conference. And the Southwest Conference, if you guys don't remember, and I had to look this up, so that's why I kind of know about it, was that it was really just an all Texas league. So it was all the Texas teams. It was Rice, SMU, Texas A&M, Texas, Baylor, just the list goes on. It was just pretty much just a lock for Texas. And this lasted for what, 70, 80 years roughly? And that's how Texas just played Texas. The only outside team was Arkansas. I don't know how Arkansas squeaked in there, but it was quite interesting. So this goes back to the old Texas or Southwest Conference. So really looking forward to that. If you ever notice, what made me think of it was that Texas A&M and Arkansas play in Dallas every year, and it's the old Southwest Classic Revival. So that's what kind of sparked this off. It's like, well, wait a minute. I know Arkansas was there. Was Texas there? And then, yeah, so this is going to be quite interesting to see Texas at Arkansas for the first time in, let's see, that conference broke up in 91. So they probably haven't played each other probably since 91 or at least 1990. So you're talking about 34 years that Texas hasn't been there. So this is going to be a really cool scene to see that. But Arkansas is done for this year. So, and Texas needs to keep winning to keep gaining more eye candy in the Southeast Conference. I almost said the Southwest Conference. The Southeast Conference because they need, because for the SEC now, it's the top two teams. So they need to steamroll opponents. And unfortunately for Arkansas, yeah, you're going to get steamrolled because Texas just needs to keep rolling. They are looking incredible. They're my team who I have to win it all this year. So let's go ahead. I like it under 14. If this is 14.5, I would buy down a half a point to 14. If it's anything over 15 points, I would fade this game. But at Texas minus 13.5, I am all over this. Let's lock it in and go from there. All right. Bam. Texas minus 13.5. Old Southwest Conference. I'm going to watch that game. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I forgot to put down the times, guys, so that would be my fault. LSU at Florida. LSU minus 4.5. LSU's offense has just come to a complete standstill. A lot of people are saying that Joe Sloan doesn't have it. This is what you expect out of a first-year coordinator. He should have an assistant coordinator with him, somebody with more experience to help kind of guide him along, especially in the SEC. I totally agree with everything they're saying. When Mike Denbrock left LSU and went back to Notre Dame as the offensive play coordinator, I knew this was going to be a serious lacking, especially with Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback, not being this is his first year. A lot of people are making jokes at LSU right now, saying that, well, the past two transfer quarterbacks that they got was all Heisman winners. Why don't they just keep going back to the transfer portal and keep on pulling in more players? Hey, look, I totally agree with that also. So, but this is a rival game. Even though these two teams are pretty much beaten up, there's really nothing left to play for except for Florida's got to play for. If they can get a couple more wins, they can go bowling, which is kind of crazy. I think they're 4-4 right now, 4-5. They need 2 more wins, so they have this week and 2 more weeks afterwards to win, 2 games. I don't think it's going to be it this game. I think LSU is going to bounce back after being literally embarrassed uh, with Alabama. And Alabama stuck it to LSU. At the last minute of the game, Alabama purposely ran it in for another touchdown to really stick it to LSU. So I hope LSU remembers that next year and sticks it to Alabama and just runs up the score on them. Anyway, getting back to Florida, this is going to be a really crazy game. Throw the records out. We've had kicks in the swamp where you couldn't even see the field goal anymore. You had the shoe throw, which led to the kick at the swamp where you couldn't even see the field goal. All sorts of crazy stuff happens with this rival. But I'm looking for LSU to win this game. If LSU doesn't win this game and doesn't win this game convincingly, Brian Kelly is not going to make it out of Baton Rouge being the LSU head coach this season. So he cannot lose any more games. He's lost more games this season than he has any other time being here. So he's already on the hot seat. He needs to win this game convincingly. So I don't even really need to break this down because LSU just needs to win this game, and they need to win this game by a lot. So we're going to take LSU minus 4.5 because Brian Kelly is going to be on the way out if they don't win this game. I talked to a huge booster at LSU who I'm friends with, and they have the money all the time to buy out coaches. They expect, like a Nick Saban, pretty much. You go in there and you win national championships or you compete for national championships. We don't bring and pay $100 million or $10 million a year for the next 10 years to go to the Tax Slayer Bowl. That doesn't fly at LSU. Nope. We have to compete. And with a 12-team playoff, that should not be a problem anymore. So he's got to produce, or next year, he's really going to be in the hot seat. All right, Virginia at Notre Dame. So I was so much in a rush to do this that I have all three of these teams, right? Guess what I forgot? I forgot my fourth team with the point spread. And I don't have time. I just realized I was shooting this video and I was like, wait, no sevens. Where is your fourth team? I forgot my fourth team. So I just hurried up and I just threw in a pick'em game real quick. Virginia at Notre Dame. This is not going to be a contest. Really looking forward to seeing how Notre Dame does. They're trending in the right direction and everything else. But we're going to do something really simple, and you're going to roll your eyes. But hey, look, let's just throw it in last minute because I like to have four teams every single week. Notre Dame, money line, bam, done. All right, that's it. Tyson fight, and you guys enjoy yourselves. Have a great weekend. Oh, wait, we need parlay. All right, parlay. All right, Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame. You bet on all four of these teams, money lines, put $5, $10, win 10 cents, 20 cents, whatever it may be. It's not going to pay out a lot, guys. So we're going to go from there. Wish you guys lots of luck. If you're not interested in the Tyson fight, whatever you guys just do this weekend, just go out and have fun. It's been a stressful week for me, so I'm going to go out and have fun and try not to pull out all my hair. So you guys have a good one. No Sevens is going to catch you guys for week 13, and then after that, it's just one more week. So it's coming to an end, guys. And then we start craps season. We start doing craps videos again. I am so excited to do craps videos again. I am ready to get into craps season with my with all my followers. So here we go. Thank you, guys. See you next week.